Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. How is everyone today? Hope you're well. Welcome to this player rating live vlog. Yes, I'm back. I got back home, set off early. I got to bed late last night. Late last night? I would say early last night. It was about 8:30. I got to the apartment and I just thought I was that knackered. I just went straight to bed. Woke up at 6:30 this morning, wide awake. Had a shower and thought, right, I'm getting on the road. So I got some breakfast and then, I got home for 11:30, 11:40. So it was good because I could come home, catch up on some emails, sort of look at what social media and everything else has been going on after yesterday. And I was listening to Talk Sport on the way home and listening to what all the pundits had to say. Most of them couldn't really say much else, really, other than we're back to back Carabao Cup winners. Never heard of. 8 trophies, domestic trophies out of 9. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. And listening to Danny Murphy and things like that saying, and Pep saying, chances are it'll never be done again. 8 out of 9 domestic trophies. It's incredible. And I kept saying yesterday on the vlog, so that's our first one, and talking to Villa fans and everything. That's the first one. It's important. No, it's the second. There's the Carabao Cup. The Community Shield is the first one. The Carabao Cup is the second. So yeah, fantastic. 2 trophies in the bag already this season. So let's see who is on. Ray J737, flat performance from the boys. Understandable after Madrid did what we need to do. Yeah, I said it on a couple of the live vlogs and interviews I did last night. It was one of those games. We weren't brilliant, but I think it was a Villa fan I was chatting to outside. He wouldn't come on camera outside the Novotel, and he said to me, you guys just look like if you wanted to step it up another gear, you really could have done. And I think he summed it up perfectly as well. And Kiam actually mentioned we were tweeting Kiam in Canada last night and or WhatsApping, and Kiam said the same thing. He said it looked like City were able to step it up if they need to, but we made it close with them scoring that goal. So yeah, you're right. Come on, City, says Ray J737. Tom Hudson, Evening Blues. Good seeing you down there yesterday, Andy. Yeah, it was good to meet you and your lad and your dad. How did your sister get on? Please tell me. How are they in the final? Did they get beat? Let me know, buddy. Jack Lee, hello, mate. How are you? Peter Curry, hi, fellow Blues. Gene Fletcher too. Hi, Andy and Martin. I don't know whether Martin's here. He's teaching today, so he's at work, so I'm not sure where Martin is. He might come on. He might be driving home. I'm not sure, but I hope he had a safe trip back. Thankfully, somebody was driving him last night, so he could get his head down because with his back and everything, it's a long trip down. Oh, Bernard's retracted his message. Ray J737, Liverpool look very flat. They will probably lose a few on their way to the title now. Foot off the gas. They've not played well for a couple of months, if I'm being honest. They've just got results. Hello, Andy. Ray J, yes, hello. Hi, Bernard. Hi, Andy. And guys, I got home at 2 a.m. motorway, awful as usual. Yeah, I left. Like I said, I got up at my alarm. Well, no, my alarm was set for 7 o'clock and I got up at 6:30 and I was wide awake. First time I've had any decent sleep in nearly 3 weeks. So I woke up, thought, I'm bright as a button. Jumped in the shower, went and got some breakfast, picked my car up from where I parked it, and thought I'm getting on the road. And I was on the road for 8:15, and it was a pretty easy drive all the way back. If I'm honest, I called off for a toilet break at Hilton Park Services, but apart from that, I was 20 minutes there. And it was like 11:40 when I got in my house. So it was just not the roadworks, not any traffic. It was those bloody speed, restrictions that they have for about 20 miles, that down to 50 mile an hour. That's the pain in the ass. It really is. So glad you got back safe, Bernard. I didn't see you yesterday. I don't know where you were. So proud to be a Blue. Yeah. Hello, everyone, says Lancow. How are you? Stones was unlucky with the Villa. maybe we'll talk about that. I'm not sure unlucky is the word to use, but it was close, but they only had one chance in the second half. Yeah. I mean, I said it was going to be 3-1 City, but a very tight 3-1. It ended up 2-1, and I thought it'd be a tight game. I thought they'd be up for it. I thought Villa did their fans proud. If I'm being honest, I don't know about the fans themselves, but again, we'll talk about that shortly. They won 4-1 into the final. Fantastic news, Tom. Brilliant. Give your sister all the best from the guys here at Man City Fan TV. That's wonderful, wonderful news. Ellen Road, let us know. Let us know when it is, mate. And if I'm around, I'm sort of quietening off for a couple of weeks now before I go away again. So if I'm around, maybe I'll come up, meet you and your dad, and come and watch the final. That'd be fantastic. Only 2 a.m, Bernard. I wasn't home till 4. Where were you? Because you didn't come and see us, did you? Ryan Corrie. Hi, lads, says Paul Standow. Sorry I didn't get a chance to see you, lads. Bumped into some mates from my part of the world. Nightmare journey getting home. An hour to get out, Stanmore car park, motorway crap. Yeah, I mean, that's why I always stay over. I just can't do the trip back because it's just bloody, you spend hours anyway. And we're hanging around doing post-match stuff and everything else. And luckily, Martin had somebody to drive him back. So, I think he might have managed to get his head down for a few hours in the car. But it's a nightmare. I just can't do it anymore. I've done it for years, and I know, I'm lucky I'm able to book an apartment or a hotel room and things like that. But I just can't be bothered with it because it's bad enough getting out of the bloody Etihad. It takes me 2 hours to get home from the Etihad. So to do it from Wembley, I'm not gonna go through that. Especially literally yesterday. If you saw the vlogs, I mean, I had 2 hours sleep in 48 hours by the time I landed in Heathrow yesterday morning, and then drove to Wembley, and then got there at 10:30. I was absolutely knackered, and I'll be honest with you, it was one of those days yesterday where I could quite easily have just got into the apartment and gone to bed. If I'm being honest, I was knackered. Absolutely, even watching the game, I was knackered. I was trying to keep myself up for it. And after the game, and normally I meet up with all the guys, the ones who I was with at the game. There was 4 of us all together watching the game, and I was trying to get myself up for a bit of singing and a bit of banter because we were right next to the Villa fans, right next to them up in 501. And it was quite funny. Actually, the Villa fans kept me awake because the game was okay. It was all right. But watching them, I mean, Jesus Christ, they were laughable. They were actually laughable. I was so tired. I literally normally stay up till about 1-2 o'clock with the lads where we normally stay in an Novotel, but they were staying in a different hotel. So by 8:30, I was goosed. Walked to my apartment, and I literally got in, had a shower, and went straight to bed. And 8:45, I was asleep until 6:30 this morning, which was wonderful. Best night's sleep I've had in weeks. So, let me go back. Massive chump. Got loads on. Only 2 a.m, Bernard. I wasn't until 4. We've done that one. Bernard Deneen. Ryan, I'm not used to it being about 11 p.m. last 3-4 times. Hope everyone had a good journey home. Great day out, even if we made hard work of it, says Paul Standall. Yeah, Bernard didn't walk past the box pile until 4:15 p.m. Far too late. Well, it was Villa. Villa were in the box park. Hope the Novotel prices were okay after the game. No, mate. I literally had a pint. Actually saw Cheesy, said hello to Cheesy in the Novotel last night, me and Martin, because we went back in there after the game and we chatted to some Villa fans, some City fans outside the Novotel reception. And that was it. Then Martin went to get his lift and that back. So I decided that was enough for me. Went and got my suitcase, a little case that I packed for this trip, and just walked to my apartment and went to bed. So no, there was no expensive one last night, mate. But yeah, bloody expensive. Peter Curry, have to agree, Lankow. When he made that mistake, I was first to say get him off, but he did play well. He did all right, apart from that mistake, which was, I've watched it back. I've watched the highlights back. I watched the highlights back last night in the Novotel. And I was thinking, and we said it at the game, me and the guys I was with, sat next to him, we were like, what did he actually do? Couldn't work out whether he, wasn't even like he fell over his own feet. It was just like he just fell. It was weird, absolutely weird. Anyone else think Wembley's a bit poor when it comes to half-time? Nightmare getting to the top. Oh, I'll tell you what, Paul, it was an absolute nightmare. I came out, there were three of us. I met Martin, and yeah, we were chatting. Met Mingy Wong, who you saw on the pre-match stuff. He come and met us at half-time, and the queue was just phenomenal. I mean, I missed the start of the second half because I was waiting in the queue. I ended up running through the exit part because the security moved away from there, stopping everybody going into that part because the queues were that big. But then when they moved away because there was a bit of an incident, I dived in that side and managed to wait for like 5 minutes to get to a urinal. It was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Ryan Curry, I had to put my hand on the floor to stop falling out of my chair laughing at Stones. Anyone else ever slated Bravo? Said, well, we said it, Lankos. I mean, you know, on here, I've stuck up for him for two and a half years. I've been saying, you know, he's not as bad as people make out. Sounds good. I'll let you know the date next time, next week once the other semi-finals play. Let's hope you can come up. Oh, I'd love to, mate. Honestly, if I'm around, definitely come up if I can, and I'm around, mate. I'd love to come up and watch it. Chris Baker, Sunday half 4 kickoff is rubbish, and he's looking at. Yeah, it's appalling, mate. You're spot on, Chris, because they could have played that game. There was no reason not to play that game on. What are we on Monday now? Saturday. I wouldn't have been able to get there for Saturday, but there was no reason why it couldn't have been played on Saturday. No reason whatsoever to play it at 4:30 kickoff when, you know, Villa and City fans. When the I don't know because I don't do the trip, but I'm sure was it 9:30 or something, 9:45 the last train back. It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Gene Fletcher to only 31 short 12k. Please subscribe anyone who is new. Yes, we are. I think we jumped above that because Adam the bings came up, so we might only be like 20 odd short now, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. We expected, well, we were hopeful by the end of May, this end of the season, we'd have 12,000 subscribers. Looks like we're going to smash through that sometime, hopefully, in the next week or so. So thank you so much to everybody who subscribed and contributed to the channel. It's been absolutely incredible journey. Over the last sort of 12 months. It's been brilliant. The guys are doing a wonderful job on the channel. I'm sure you've seen that by all the hard work and everything. No excuses. We're putting out some wonderful content. The views are brilliant. And also, what I'd like to say as well, I mean, I see it sometimes. We get it sometimes at the matches at the Etihad. But yesterday at Wembley, we had about 5 or 6 people come up to us, people we've never seen before, didn't even know them from Adam. If you watch Martin's halftime live vlog, I think he did a live vlog or he did a vlog, or it might be on the full vlog. There's a guy who's got dreadlocks behind him having a pint. He came up at halftime and shook our hands and said, yeah, I watch your videos and things like that. I don't come on and comment, but I love the videos, love the channel, love everything you're doing. It's fantastic what you're doing for the fans. So, and then in the Novotel, several people come over, older guys shaking our hands, saying thank you for all the content and things. So it's really appreciated. You know, when you're doing it, it's nice when people come up and, you know, they could come up and say we hate your channel and whatever else, and that's perfectly fine as well if that's your opinion. But they didn't, and it was really, really nice comments yesterday. So thank you to those guys. I don't know who you are. I should really have been polite enough to have asked your name and maybe give you a shout out. But if you're on this channel and you're under an auspice that as somebody we don't know, that was you, just tell us it was you, and maybe not because you might be bluffing. But it's appreciated. It really is, because we do try and work hard. And like I said, we're not full time. We've all got our own jobs, our own lives, and everything else, and we just try and bring you stuff in our own spare time for nothing at the end of the day, as it stands at the moment. Because we might have some news coming up in the coming weeks, something you might be interested in. But anyway, no fans, great turnout. We know the truth. Loyal, loud, and proud. Absolutely, John Grogan. Carl Blundell, hi Andy. Hope you and your family are well. I've not seen them, mate. I haven't seen my family for 2.5 weeks, so I don't know. None of them are here. My lad is coming back from teaching. I might see him in the next half an hour, maybe. He might be home. My other lad's at his girlfriend's parents' house, and my wife's working, so I don't know. I've not seen any of them yet, so it's been a while since I've seen them. Good results, said to Martin. Wasn't best performance, but the players fought for the badge. They could have snuck one in. Yeah, they could have done. Yeah, it was. They had nothing to lose, Villa, yesterday. Absolutely nothing. Paul Snow, anyone sick of listening to Villa fans and their two songs? Where were you when you were shit, and where's your PR? Said it before. I said it on Twitter, Paul, earlier. It was the only song they sang. I was where I was sat was right. I was in 501. Literally, I was 4 seats away from the Villa fans, right next to me. So I had the full lot of them. And at one point, I just went like that. They were well, I say all. A few of them stood up and they were trying to give it loud to the City fans who were just screaming back at them. And I just went, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of you. And that was it. That was literally it for the whole game. All right, he might have crept up to about 10 of them, but it was like 5 of them trying to get their section at the top and 501 to sing. Nothing. They sang when they scored and they sang at the end. That was it. I mean, it was just embarrassing. I was out with Ben last night and he started talking to a girl. Turns out she supports Villa because her dad named her after the club. He named her Villa. Or did he name her Aston? Big jump. I apologise. Let me go back. I'm going to get into the player ratings very quickly. God, Jesus, how many comments are on here? Where was I up to? So I was winding her up a little bit. Welcome back, Andy. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday, Kiam. Thank you for all your hard work yesterday, buddy, with all those videos. Really appreciate it. I don't know. And listen, Kiam might be in Canada. It might be 8 hours or so behind, but it's his weekend. He watches the match, and it's really early in the morning for him. And obviously, he's off with his wife, and his wife's wanting to do things and go out, and rather than him sit around and put videos out. But he did a sterling job for us yesterday. So I appreciate all of Kiam's work that he does, not only for putting the vlogs out when we're at matches, but all the FIFA stuff and everything. So if you've not watched the FIFA stuff, go over and watch it. And I'm sure there'll be some interactive stuff coming fairly soon with Kiam and his side of Man City Fan TV with the FIFA stuff. So appreciate it, buddy. Honestly, we really do. Andy, weird question, but how do you think Leeds could do in the Prem? I think they do well. I think the support getting through, and I think Leeds are one of those clubs. I even think with even more backing. They're a club that, if they got into the Premier League, stayed in the Premier League for 12 months, they're a team that are primed for somebody buying, like the Saudis, like the Newcastle and United thing. They're a club that if they establish themselves in the Premier League for 12 months or so, they are prime club for buying. So don't be surprised if they did get into the Premier League, somebody comes in and invests massively into them. And they'll be back where they might have been in the sort of 90s, early 90s, mid 90s. Kiam, when men are queuing up for toilets, they've messed up the design. Listen, if I could have squeezed through, it was like 10 deep width-wise and about 40 deep lengthwise. I mean, and that's the queue, mate, by the way. Lankow, we're forgetting that De Bruyne fell over later in the game. The only reason we remember Stone's incident because let's go. It's true, we did. Kevin De Bruyne went on that run, didn't he? Right in front of us. We were looking right above it, and it was like, what are you doing? And he fell over. Went with my nephew and his mates. My lad didn't go. So funny. My nephew really looked after me, keeping an eye on me. I felt like an old man. Maybe you are, mate. Sometimes it comes to us all. Moed Boo, your rating for Rodrigo. We're not done the ratings yet. Keep up, mate. We're going to be doing it very, very soon. Let's see. Scott Williams, Afternoon Blues, more silver in the cabinet. Absolutely. That's 3 on the bounce. That's 8 out of the 9 last domestic trophies Manchester City have won. That is a phenomenal record. Ryan, KDB fell over trying to control the ball. Stones just fell over. He did. That's true. Shallow rundown. Spurs played at home Saturday. That's probably why. Sorry, Stones is a liability. Every time he got the ball, I was worried, and that was before the goal. I disagree. I thought he played actually decent. Sky Sports is the reason it's 4:30, so it's right after their earlier kickoff. Who cares? Put the other kickoff later then. 2 surprises in the starting lineup. 1 bossed and the other fell on his ass. Ray, 456, right on with your analysis regarding Stones stumble, KDB tripping the ball. I thought the same thing. I still believe in Stones. Bernard says, I think we saw the passing of the baton yesterday from Old Magician to New Silver. Spot on, Bernard. I think that's a really good point you made. I think yesterday was I think it was a really big defining moment, and I think you're looking at this player in particular that you're talking about now, and I do think, I think you're absolutely spot on with that, Bernard. As you know, Silva is my all-time Man City player, favourite player ever. But we've always been waiting for a Foden moment, haven't we? We've been waiting for a game whereby he actually is given an opportunity and really grabs it. And I know the Spurs game and the goal that he scored, but a game where it's not just a goal; it's like everything about him. And I just think it goes to show you what Pep has done with him. You've got to trust in what Pep Guardiola is doing with Phil Foden, because, he's constantly saying, when his time is right, his time is right. And Pep's been around young players and looked after them and coached them and, let them explode onto the scene. And I think we just got to trust in it, even though we're all screaming out for him. And I just thought yesterday was his defining moment. It was a game that not only did he play all right in and got an assist, and he was actually man of the match. I mean, he was exciting, he was strong, he was quick on the ball, his touch. I mean, the way he brought down that cross-field ball onto it. If that was Mahrez, we all talk about how great Mahrez is with his first touch and, control. He did exactly the same as Mahrez. This kid is a teenager. And he just looked like a man on there. The way he runs with the ball is so silky, so smooth. He glides across the pitch. His touch is phenomenal. He rarely gives a bad pass. I mean, yesterday, I think he made maybe 1 or 2 passes that he thought, But apart from that, everything he did was the typical City way. If there's not a pass on, keep it, rotate the play. He was so intelligent. I thought he was phenomenal yesterday, absolutely phenomenal. And I think, Bernard, you hit the nail on the head there, mate. I think what we saw yesterday was David Silva on the decline, struggling to really impact a big game, which normally he does. I mean, he wasn't crap, but he wasn't exceptional either. Not that I thought many City players were exceptional, but you just saw the energy, you saw the legs, you saw the enthusiasm, you saw it was almost like a vision. Everything was in front of Phil Foden for yesterday. And the guy, the lad, the kid, stepped up and absolutely produced a wonderful performance. So, yeah, I agree with you totally, 100%, Bernard. Ray J. Stones has got to get his head screwed on straight for next season, though. My support for him may start to fade. Will it be here? We'll wait and see. Tom Hudson, it's a great channel. Everybody gets subscribing. Man City TV wouldn't be the same without lads behind everything. I think me fan TV there, not the actual official TV. Same without lads behind everything. Legendary channel. So glad to be interviewed by great lads. You make my match day. Thank you very much, Tom. And we love having you on the channel. So you're always welcome. And look out, maybe Tom will be on the next podcast. I hope viewers see we are just regular City fans, not media trained. We learn as we go and do our best for the fans, for nothing but just for the love of City. Absolute spot on, Kiam. What's the best way atmosphere you've been to, Andy? Mine is either Lyon or Wolfsburg. I was at Lyon last year for the Champions League away game. Yeah, I thought it was a shithole, Leon, if I'm being honest. Didn't particularly like it. I thought the policing was awful. Kept us in the stadium for nearly an hour and then kept us in the immediate outside vicinity of the stadium for nearly another 40 minutes while they let coaches go. No, I didn't like the Leon away, and that netting is a pain in the arse, if I'm being honest. So, no, Leon, not for me. Are you talking about away in Europe? Or are you talking about away in the Premier League? Because there's plenty of good away games. Oh God, big jump again. Sorry. Carl, what's your excuse for Foden playing well? No KDB to blame it on. I actually prefer Foden out wide to Mahrez. Really? Wow. I always said it, Andy. Teams that have nothing to play for the most dangerous. Well, I mean, it's the cup final. Even their fans yesterday, Carl, when I was talking to them at the on Olympic Way and outside and inside and outside the Novotel, they were saying it's everything. We're just going to go for it. It's one of those, and we like the guy who I did on the live vlog. He was a big Villa fan. He was the guy that everyone was getting tickets from and everything. He said a 1-0 Villa or 4-0 City. It could be one of those games today. We'll either do all right or you'll batter us. And I thought, well, I think it's going to be a tight game, and it turned out it was. Yeah, sad to see Silver fade a bit. Hope he produce a few more stunning games for us. Proper send-off, absolutely. Hi all, Formidable Centurions is on. No merchandise. Shadow Aston. As he had a great game, Ryan. Fair play to him. Hope he proves me wrong. One game doesn't make him the replacement for central midfield. Oh, come on, he's not just had one good game. She didn't seem best pleased by it. Carl, I know how your fans feel. VR needs to just go make me cry. The Cup Dippers have won it 8 times. It's sitting on it 7. All of a sudden, it's ting. Well, what was interesting, I was driving back from Wembley. I was listening to Jim White on Talk Sport with Danny Murphy. Danny Murphy actually came out today. Just thought, this sums everything up. This absolutely sums up journalists, ex-players, and things like that. I think they totally forget what they've said previous years. Danny Murphy made a statement today, and he turned around and he said, well, this season, they were talking about Liverpool. They talked about City and everything else, but they were on to Liverpool, and he went, but, the loss against Watford, and it's one of those things, and the players won't worry about it, because all they'll be worrying about is the fact that they potentially, this season, could have more points for winning the Premier League than any other team ever, which they could do. But his next statement was, that will make them the greatest Premier League team ever. I was like, oh my God, the time that we won, we were the Centurions, and we'd smashed so many records. Danny Murphy himself was saying, I know, but they've not gone unbeaten. I know, but they've only just won a double. I mean, they've not. It's not like they've gone and won a treble. Now this season, Liverpool could get 110 points, 8 points, whatever, which would be phenomenal, absolutely amazing. I'm not talking about that. I mean, Liverpool have been exceptional this season in the Premier League, but that could be their only trophy they've won this season. And he would say they're the greatest Premier League team ever because they've got the highest points. Yeah, when we've done it, no, yeah, but you can't compare them to the Invincibles, and you can't compare them to. We won a treble last season, quadruple. The season before, we won a double and got and smashed. We were Centurions, but no, that wasn't good enough for them then. But suddenly, because it's Liverpool, can do something. Oh, it suddenly will make them the best Premier League team ever. I mean, absolute nonsense, garbage. But anyway, let's go through. Andy, what's your opinion on City going in for Holgate? I can't see it, mate. I honestly can't see it. Don't want another Evertonian, if I'm honest. Except for Lucas Digne. We'll probably go in for him, maybe. Martin, afternoon all. Thought I'd jump in while I had 10 minutes. Level 5, take me back to level 1, please. Yeah, poor Martin. I don't think he had a good time up on level 5. Listen, you didn't have to climb it. Mind you, with the lifts, you've got escalators all the way up there, mate. I think the view from Wembley, wherever you are, is pretty decent. He was moaning a lot last night about, I want to go back to level 1 again. I don't mind it up there. I don't mind it next to the Villa fans. I also hope it doesn't bloody happen. By the way, can we sing more than one song? Yeah, I must admit, I was getting a bit fed up with the going down with a billion in the bank song. It was like it was like on non-stops from 10:30 in the morning when I got to Wembley. It was like still singing it afterwards. It was like, come on, blues. We've got about 100 songs we could have sang. They were singing loads of other songs, but it was non-stop, except for one point when right next to us they were singing Villa's going down with nothing in the bank, nothing, and I don't think they were too happy with that one. Villa fans were giving it large outside City Hotel. They're in services on the way back. Not bad for a club missing since 1980. Yeah, I mean, I know. I must have it. And I'll be fair, I posted on Twitter earlier. I don't know whether you've seen it, but I videoed. I was walking up Olympic Way with the guys, and we were getting loads of grief off Villa fans, and they were giving it all the crap. And City fans were singing it back to them. But there was this one guy, little skinny thing, was giving it large to a load of them. So I started filming him, and I was just smiling. You know, one of those where you don't give it back. You just smile at them and just laugh. Hey, giving it this and giving it that. Well, getting really irate, and I was just laughing, filming him. Though I just wish I'd press record while it was in portrait instead of landscape. But he's giving it large, and he's getting all irate because we're just laughing at him. And then just perfect as he went to walk off, in shot came this cleaner cleaning up a load of police horse shit on Olympic Way, and I just pointed at him. I went, "That's you. That's you there," pointing at, and he came flying over. He was like all irate. Luckily, you saw at the end of the video, police officer came running in and everything, and we were just pissing ourselves laughing. Some of them were just a little bit. Man, it's a day out for the minute, so they get a bit giddy. Villa fans were giving it lads, yeah, blood, overpriced Everton defenders, don't need any more. You still owe us a song, Martin. Don't forget your titles mean nothing because Liverpool beat Brazilian farmers. Sadly, but Stones and Ottomans should lead this summer. Maybe Foden. Martin owes us a song. Andy owes a song, the guitars. Yeah, it's coming at the end of the season, promise. Ottoman is your third best centre back. Evening Martin. Shadow Phil Foden should play all the time. KDB, see how good he was. 10 out of 10 for me. Right, we're going to come on to the player ratings now. Chris, you can be my backup, but you must wear that gear from yesterday. Yeah, Chris was very dapper. Yes, he had his long coat on, his glasses. Imagine he was a bit Villa-ish in colours. Yeah, me and Martin were looking at him thinking, what's going on here? By the way, thanks to the guys who came and said thank you to us yesterday. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I can't sing for toffee, mate. Hope you had the pants on yesterday, Martin. I remember watching David Silva's first game of City and thinking, I was wrong. This guy's going to do all right. Well, he's done better than all right. He's been phenomenal. The only thing with Foden will be hitting that gym even more. Hey, listen, yesterday, how many times was he pushed in the back, whatever? And they actually, to be fair, they said it on TalkSport. And I think it was actually Danny Murphy said he never goes down. He doesn't go down. He's not one of these who dives around. He'll take a push in the back. He could absolutely protects the ball so well. Mark, did you see Gary yesterday? Yeah, we saw Gary. Yeah, Gary, how are you doing, Gary? Coming up to see Gary's sister play at Ellen Road. You were shafted, count, disgraceful decision. Super Gary Hudson. Oh, don't say Gary Hudson. I know a pilot called Gary Hudson. Just retired. Hey, Andy, nice to see you, mate. Mahira, how are you, buddy? Jack Lee, 3 Shadow. Liverpool in the Premier League last year were better than the Invincibles. Hype equals red clubs. Mr. O'Connell tainted. Oh, wonder who Mr. O'Connell is. I think the hard thing we have to accept as City fans is that the media and the footballing world is never going to respect what we do, no matter. I'm going to read you an article at the end of this vlog. So what we'll do, and there's loads and loads. Oh, Graham Leatherbarrow. Oh, hold on. Oh no, maybe this is a different person. Is somebody trying to impersonate somebody? Leatherbarrow, kick-off time is sorting an M1 lane and M6 closed. The East Coast train's not running home. 200 months. Leatherbarrow, you're not related to JS, are you? How weird is that? I was just about to say I'm going to read you an article by somebody called JS Leatherbarrow. And then there's a Graham Leatherbarrow on here. You aren't JS, are you? Or you ain't a relative or whatever. Please tell me if you are, because I'm going to read the article, if that's all right. That was I retweeted this morning. Just sorted my tickets out for Norwich last game season. I should be there if no flight delays. Can't wait. It says, oh, yes, mate. Well done, Kiam. I thought you said yesterday you weren't coming, but now you are. Great news. Does the opposition level, no disrespect, should influence the ratings? Does the opposition level? No. We only, it doesn't make any difference. It's about how they played. Hope to see you there then, Kiam. Got to shoot, lads. Take care, everyone. All the Blues. Take care, Tom. Thanks for coming on, mate. Listen, podcast. I'll email you. Later, Tom. So here we go. I'll come back to the article later. So we're going to go into the player ratings. So we're going to start off yesterday because I've already been on for God knows how long. Here we go. We're going to go for our first one, and that is the man who made a wonderful save and pretty much didn't do anything wrong. Nothing he could do about there. Go, not a relative, don't know them. Right, okay. Thank you, Graham Leatherbarrow, because that is one unusual name, buddy. Piss up against Norwich, absolutely. Watch your language and your capitals, Martin. So, Claudio Bravo, what were your thoughts? Let's have a look at what Stu Brennan gave yesterday. He said Claudio Bravo, given no chance with the goal, and he had little else to do until a fine late save, and gave him a 7. So, Ryan Corrie gave him an 8.5. Shadow Rundown an 8. The Formidable Centurions 7.5. Chris Baker an 8. Lankau 7. Mahir gives him an 8. Good saves, good distribution all round. Scott Williams 8.5. Great save. Lazo Gaming 7. Bernard gives him a 7. Ryan, it's only taken 30 minutes to start the ratings. I know there's too many comments, mate. We've got 45, 48 people on here at the moment. So, sorry, there's been that many comments coming on. Yeah, I do apologise. We're 42 minutes in and only just getting to the ratings. But, hey, it's all about you. That's why Man City Fan TV is for the fans. Martin Bravo, 9 for the match-winning save. And we need to remember what he's done for us. We do. Bravo did well. I'd give him a 9 for the save. Wow, Kiam, 9. Jack Lee an 8. I should not be a penalty. I hope you're not a penalty, Alfie. Peter Curry an 8. A fine late save. More like a world-class winning save. Wow. Okay, so scores coming up. Looking at that. Some 9s, some 8.5s, some 8s, some 7s. Going to give Bravo overall an 8. So Bravo gets an 8 from you guys. And remember, these are your scores. They're not mine. I don't, unless I really disagree with you, I won't give my scores. For me, if I was going to post, I would have given him an 8. So it ends up an 8. So well done to everyone. I thought Bravo was very good yesterday and a wonderful save. Kept us in it. So moving on to this fella yesterday, who I thought was very good, and that's Kyle Walker. So let's have a look at what does Stu Brennan say. Kyle Walker, happy to let Foden cause havoc down the right, offering defensive support a 7. I think he's quite restrained in his things. I thought Walker was better than that. I know there was a little bit of a mess up at the back, but I thought he was better. He was worthy of more. I mean, there was a couple of times he did really well, but anyway. Your scores, Chris Baker, 7, Formidable 7, Lankau 6.5, Ryan, yeah, more problems with rules of VAR, Shafton Villa. Shadow Rundown 10 out of 10, he put a shift in yesterday. Peter Curry a 7, Jack Lee a 7, Bernard a 7, Mahir Walker a 7, Lazo Gaming an 8, Ryan 6, made 1 run, that was all I noticed, didn't do anything else. Alfie Morrison 9, Lazo Gaming an 8, Scott Williams 6.5, what was he doing, putting his hands up in the air? Lazo came in at 8.5. God, we're a little bit, after I've just said you're all pretty much in the ballpark, you're all over the place with your scores here. But like I said, these are not my scores. It's not about me. It's about your scores. Martin gives it 8 for Kyle. This one's going to be a bit... Alfie Morris gives him a 9. Wow. Well, if you're giving Walker a 9, God knows what you're going to give Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. Wow. 7, 6.5, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 7s. You know what? I'm going to give Walker, on average, from you guys, Walker gets a 7.5. Thought it was decent yesterday. We'll go to the other side. If I can find him, if I've got him up. I might even not him. Oh, yeah, I've got him up here. Here he comes. This was this fella who, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't impressed with yesterday. But, hey, that's Alexander Zinchenko. He's great for... Alfie Morris. Ooh, somebody's been a bit naughty. Martin's jumped all over that. Alfie, don't be naughty. Because otherwise you get timed out, mate. Remember, there are mods on here, so... Pointless. I mean, it's pointless. I mean, you can come on and can have a bit of banter and things like that, but you know, at the end of the day, if you start getting abusive or being naughty, homophobic, maybe, or racist, maybe, then you're going to definitely be banned or reported to YouTube. So anyway, Zinchenko, Lankau, 7.5. Chris Baker 6.5, Bernard at 6.5, Scott Williams 7, Formidable 7, Shadow Rundown 6, Jack Lee is 6, Mihir 7.5, Martin is 6, Peter Curry 6.5, Ryan 6, Evans Walker fullbacks didn't offer much, Zinchenko, Graham Leatherbarrow gives him a 4, Israel Akala gives him an 8. Wow, an 8. Master Blue 2007, Zinka 5. I'll be honest with him, I was watching the first half and thinking, Jesus Christ, can this kid cross a ball? I thought his cross was poor, but I might not give him a 4 or a 5. He was all right, but it's your scores. So Zinky, oh God, work this one out. Gonna give him a 6. Gonna give him a 6 for Zinchenko. So Zinchenko gets a 6 from you guys, which comes across to our next one, and that is John Stones. What were your thoughts on John Stones yesterday, apart from his incredible falling over? I mean, like, we couldn't work out. We watched it about 3 times, watched it afterwards and everything else, watched it on the screen, thinking, did he trip over his own feet or did he just collapse? It was like somebody shot him. It was like, couldn't even work out what it was that he was doing. Mingy Wong, hello, buddy. How are you? It was great to meet up with you yesterday, buddy. Thank you for coming over and having a chat. We're talking about John Stones on the player ratings. Sorry, it's a bit late. We've been chatting. John Stones, Amar Akbar Anthony gives him a 6.5. For Meadows gives him a 6. Chris Baker a 6. Mihir 6. Scott Williams 6. Mingy Wong 6. Bernard Denise 6. It's a bit of a common theme running here, isn't it? Seems like John Stones is an average 6. Oh, hey, up 2. Jimbo Jr. Jimbo Jr. gives him a 2. Wow. Ryan Curry at 4.5. A couple of good tackles, but 2 glaring mistakes. One led to a goal and the other allowed free header. That's a bit harsh. 2 windy should join flop. Stones a 5. Jack Lee a 5. Israel gives him a 7. Redeemed himself after the trip. Good point, Israel. Manchester Blue, Stones is 6. The fall could have happened to a bishop. Lankow 6.5. Unlucky with the goal, but solid for the rest of the game. Made me laugh at. That's quite funny. Okay, from you guys, and it's a score I would have given as well. We're going to give John Stones a 6. Right, let me find him. Fucking hell, this guy's just such a genius, and he's going to be one of. I tell you what, we're going to possibly miss this guy as much as we miss, the likes of David Silva and Vinny Company when it happens, and that is Fernandinho, who he was just I was chatting to the guys next to me, and it was one of those where we were just going, look how good he is. He just covers he just reads everything, and he's not got the legs that he used to, and he is playing out of position. But the guy is just still phenomenal. His reading of the game is absolutely immense, immense. And you know what, we're going, oh, we've missed Vinny and we're missing that. We could miss this guy as much, if not more, than Vinny. He was superb yesterday, absolutely brilliant for me. There was the mess up with the goal and everything else, and him and Zinchenko. But overall, I thought he was still class. You know, rarely does much wrong. Ryan Corey 6.5. Didn't do much, but did 2 decent bits of defending. Didn't do much. Wow, God, I don't know which part of the ground you were watching it in. You were watching it from the box park. Centurions an 8. Lankau 7.5. Mahir 8. Solid as usual. Our centre backs have a lot to learn from him. I agree. Scott Williams an 8. Ferner 8. Solid performance as Israel. Graham Leatherbarrow, Fernandinho an 8. Shadow Rundown 8. This guy's amazing. Bernard gives him a 7.5. I'd give him an 11 if I could. Jimbo Jr. 8.5. Mingy Wong an 8. Jack Lee an 8. Lankau, so happy we're going to have him next season. Yeah, though he'll be on the wane if we get a proper centre-back replacing him. But I won't say on the wane, but certainly won't be playing as much. Lazel gives him a 7. Mingy Wong, Martin bought cigarettes for 13 quid. 13 quid? 13 quid. Jesus Christ almighty. Wow. Right, so on to Ferner. I would have given him an 8.5 for yesterday, but it's not it's not for me. 6.5, 8, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 7. So gonna have to go for a 7.5 for Fernandinho for yesterday. So remember, these are yours, they're not mine. So 7.5 for Ferner. Right, moving into the goal scorer. Nearly got a second, and that was Rodrigo. What are your thoughts on Rodri yesterday? Well, he was okay. Good header. Rotated the ball fairly well. Didn't do anything that was dramatically poor. I think if he didn't score, I would have given him a 7, maybe. I don't know. But hey, listen, he could have had 2. Very unlucky. A brilliant save at the end of the day from the header for the second one. But he scored, so we've got to give him an extra point. That's the way we do it. Start off with a 6 normally, an extra point, and so he gets at least a 7, at least, and then he had another header. So 1 through Viva, Maris, Riyad, don't know what that means. Chris Baker gives Rodri a 7. Shadow Rundown 9, he scored. Jack Lee an 8. The Formidables 9. Man of the match, he gave man of the match, Rodri. Wow. Mingyu Wong a 7. Lankau an 8. Bernard a 7.5. Israel Rodrigo an 8.5. Scott Williams 7.5. Graham Leatherbarrow. Rodri a 7.5. I think he deserves at least a 7, maybe a 7.5. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Mahir 8, nearly scored a brace, comfortable all round. Rancor 10, so many great bits of defending, won so many aerial duels, great offensively. And the yellow was because KDB slipped. 7, bit toothless but decent. Wow, some good scores here. Blues, well done. I'm quite happy on the average with you guys to give Rodri an 8. So quite happy with that. I thought he had a decent game yesterday. Moving on to this guy that we just spoke about earlier. And it's always hard to see somebody, and you know what, as the season is wearing on, I'm actually sort of getting to the point of going, I'm glad it's his next season. His last season, and I don't mean that in a nasty way, because as you know, I won't have a bad word said about this guy, but I am getting to the point of thinking, look, I don't want to see a player go over the top, and he's already starting over that curve, but he's still a wonderful genius player, can still control games whenever he wants to, but I think Bernard hit the nail on the head earlier when he said we've seen the future. yesterday with Phil Foden. Not that Phil Foden is anywhere near David Silva. Please don't get me wrong when I say that, because he certainly isn't. And David Silva could quite easily, for the next 2 months, and be a very, very pivotal player, certainly in the Champions League and other games as well. So, but yeah, he's just not really having the influence that he normally does. And I'd still happily pay to watch him for the next 3-4 years until he's sort of staggering onto the pitch from the subs bench. But yeah, we've got to be realistic, I think. But what do you give him? How was the journey back, Andy? I was very tired. No, I stayed over, mate. I got up. I went straight to bed at 8:45 last night. Woke up at 6:30, wide awake, and just decided to get on the road. I was home here at 11:40, so 6, started to lose it. Shadow Rundown 7, Centurion 6.5, Mahir 6.5, Jimbo 7, Bernard 6.5, Ryan 7.5. Good game, but nothing incredible. 7 legs have gone, but still a legend, absolutely. Of course he is. Mingy Wonga 7. David Silva 6, says Israel. Jack Lee 6.5. Chris Baker 6. Lazo Game is 7.5. Legend Netherlands. Oh, listen, you don't have to justify it to me, mate. I won't have a bad word said about him regardless of his game time. My all-time favourite City player as it stands right now. So, but yeah, he looked yesterday. A couple of times he was losing the ball, struggling a little bit. 20,000 plus. I make no apology for being biased. 6, really. Yeah. Shadow says that's why I'm glad company left when he did. So his last season as City player wasn't a flop. Deserves to lift the Champions League legend. Good point, Jack Lee. Absolutely, very good point. I mean, it'd be wonderful. David Silva 6, great memories, best to remember at his best. Absolutely agree with that. Winning Champions League with David Silva, sticking his 2 fingers up to UEFA. Wouldn't that be a thing of beauty? And what a wonderful end to the 2019-20 season. So, gonna give David Silva. I would love to give him a 7, but it's your guys' scores, and I'm gonna go around the average, and that is a 6.5, which is 0.5 above the standard where we go from. Next to him, no, we're gonna jump. We'll come back to this other guy later, but. What were your thoughts on Sterling? And then we'll jump to Gundogan. Because I'm really interested in your thoughts on Raheem Sterling yesterday. Because I was chatting to Villa fans last night after the game. Yeah, there was a real mixed bag. Villa fans thinking he was really good. And City fans thinking he was all right. Dangerous, but no end product. So... I don't know. It's funny how you watch a game and you see it. I don't know. I thought I was getting a bit frustrated with him yesterday. Worked hard until the point of chasing a ball down. And I did speak to, just before I left the hotel, there was a big blue. He was outside. I was chatting to him. Me and Martin were chatting to him. And we were talking about him, and we were talking about Gabby when Gabby came on. And there was a point in the game in particular that there was a ball that got played from the right to the left. And I'm looking at it in the second half. So it's the dugout is behind me at the top tier in the middle. And a ball got played, and it was on the left wing. And it wasn't a bad ball, but he just sort of stopped and didn't really bother. And then when Gabby came on, virtually similar ball got played. And he never stopped running for it. Got in behind the back and got it right in the corner flag, won it back, played it in, and we nearly scored from it. And I'm thinking, oh, Raz, you've got to be doing that, mate, for 90 minutes or every minute you're on the pitch. You know, City fans don't want to see giving up on a ball. But anyway, the formidables, Centurions gives Stern a 7, Chris Baker at 4.5. Wow. Lankauer 5, Bernard at 6. Here, love him, but 5. Really think he has to step it up for the Champions League. Mingy 1-5, not his perfect performance. Ryan Corey 7, all right game, but nothing killer. Thought he should have got a goal at one point, but overworked it. Shadow Rundown 7.5, not his best game since Arteta left. Not been the best since Arteta. Yeah, it's a good point. 6.5, energy, but no lasting impression. Jack Lee is 6. Ryan, Villa fullback was torn to shreds by. He was struggling. No, I mean, I give him that. Don't know what's happening to Raz. Maybe the media's got to him. 5.5. Jim Bob Jr. made Villa panic a few times. 7. He did. Ryan, And I loved his foul on the full. Yeah, he got. Did he not? It was. Is it El Mohammadi? I thought it was El Mohammadi. He got back. Number 20, was it 27? The one where he literally, with the whole throwing thing, literally seconds later got the yellow card for flying in at him. He was looking at him to do it. Glenn Leonard, Sterling 6 showed promising return to form, just lacking final delivery. Keep believing. I mean, he's a wonderful player. Don't get me wrong. I'm certainly not turning on Sterling. Definitely not. In fact, I know you may only just be commenting on here. I don't know whether you follow the vlogs, but I mean, I've been an advocate for Sterling, stuck up for him when he's had bad games and things like that. So I'm certainly not having a go. But I thought yesterday, he's just missing a finish. You know, it's 5 or 6 times he got sort of cut in from the right and kept hitting the first player all the time. He just needs one of them to curl in the top corner. Israel, Sterling 7, Lazo Gaming 6. Back, guys, apologies, no problem. I don't think he will start Wednesday. Hi, Martin, I see you yesterday. Martin, hi, Ming Yuan, was great to finally meet you, buddy. Ryan, he's not been the same since the media stopped racially abusing him on every other occasion or every other day. So what we're going for Sterling here. Go for a 6.5 for Raheem Sterling. Interesting what people's thoughts on him. So what about Gundogan yesterday? What were your thoughts on Ilkay? And as you know, with my big poster, signed, printed frame, I won't have a bad word said about Ilkay. Only kidding. I thought he was pretty poor yesterday. Well, no, I wouldn't say poor. I thought he was average. He was okay. Let me just go through the, while you're doing that for Gundogan, let me go through the player ratings from Stu Brennan that we missed. John Stones tripped over his own feet at a crucial moment to ruin what had been a simple return to the team. Gave him a 5. Fernandinho, masterful in his reading of the game and aggressive enough to win his aerial duels too. Gave him an 8. Alexander Zinchenko, good in those tight areas around the box. A king of the rondo, a 7. Rodri lifted a great pass for Foden's assist and then powered in, scored the second goal, 8. David Silva, finding that his once impeccable touch occasionally lets him down these days, a 7. Raheem Sterling kept threatening to cut loose, but the threats all came to nothing, a 6. Wow. So let's see what you guys have given Gundogan. Chris Baker gave him a 6, Lankauer 5.5, Ryan 6.5. Generally good game, but his assist wasn't a corner. The formidable 7, Scott Williams 6.5, Shadow Rundown 6, still not a fan. Lazo 7, Jack Lee 6.5, Bernard 6.5, Ming Wong, yeah, it was Scott. Finally got to meet Martin, he's a lovely man. Cheeky bugger, what about me? I'm only kidding. Israel, Gundogan 7, got an assist, but they said it wasn't his. Ming Wong 6, best German player in the league. Class player 6 yesterday. Gundogan below norm 6. He's coming in probably one of the lowest scores. So what we're giving him 7, 6, 6, 5.5, 6. I'm gonna be kind and give him an 11. I'm only kidding. Gundogan from you guys gets a 6.5. So that leaves us with, who else have we not done? Oh, I know. The other goal scorer, and that is Sergio. You can find him on my list. There we go. What a good goal. Great goal. Sergio does it again. I mean, there's just no stopping him. And I still haven't seen that tackle back. I haven't had time because I watched a bit of this on the official site. I saw a bit of the highlights, but I haven't seen that tackle back. From where I was, I immediately went red card, but then Will, my lad, messaged me because I asked him, I said, was that a red? And he was watching it in Liverpool and he went, no, it wasn't a red. But then my wife messaged me just when Sergio went off saying his leg looks a right mess. So I don't know whether that was from the tackle or what it was, but it looked a nasty tackle, but I don't know whether it was a red or whether it wasn't. But anyway, let's go back to Sergio Aguero. Yay, hailstone is back on my roof. Yeah, it was hailstone in here just before I went out earlier. The formidable 7.5. Nice and loud. No, you want that at night, mate. That's what I go to sleep with. Headphones in, rain on the tent. You need to do that. Gets me to sleep every night. Chris Baker 7. Mahir Sergio 7. Mingy Wong, it was nice to finally meet Andy. He's a lovely man. He's such a character. Thank you, Mingy Wong. You didn't have to put that. I was only joking. Lankow 8. Mingy Wong 8. 8. Put it on his sleeve, says Scott Williams 7.5. Ryan, good finish. Another header just over. Not much else in the game. Israel, Sergio, an 8. Bernard Deneen 7. Jack Lee an 8. Lazo gives him an 8.5. Shadow rundown 7.5. The blade went into his leg. Oh, did it? Is that what it was? I haven't seen it back. It was on the highlights. I didn't see it. Manchester Blues 2007 8. Still our talisman. Just always pops up, doesn't he, in vital games. Jimbo Jr. 8. Good performance. Foden should play in the derby at least 30 minutes. The Creator 17 says, yes, it's him. He's a Jamaican. He's an American. Jamaican in America, or are you American in Jamaica? Where are you? The formidable come post match said he's all right. Ryan Curry, probably a yellow and a 3/4 of another yellow. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it. I have not seen it back. So it just looked a horrible tackle. But maybe the way he fell and things like that. But I mean, my lad said no, it wasn't. It wasn't a red. It was a yellow. But then my wife said, "Oh, I can see him walking off. His leg looks a mess." But I don't know whether it's nice studs down his calf or his leg or something. Sergio, good finish, lacking mobility and pace. A 7. Yeah. I was a bit like that with Sergio yesterday, I must admit. And sometimes, sometimes it's brilliant being at games and you think, well, I'm getting a bit of view. But then sometimes when you're watching at home on TV, you get a bigger picture of what really is happening because, you get a little this, that, and the other, and you get replays and you get this. But at the game, sometimes you're looking at the whole bigger picture with regards to what's he doing now while it's off the ball that you don't see at TV. I was a bit like that yesterday with Sergio, thinking, not really doing it. But he does what he does. I mean, he's just a phenomenal finisher. So, your scores, I'm going to give him an 8. Sergio gets an 8 from you guys overall. Right, who shall we go for next? Have I missed anybody? Please tell me, have I missed somebody? Can't remember now. I'm now starting to flag. After a good night's sleep, I'm starting to flag now because for me, it's 9:20 in the evening for me, my body clock time. So, who came in? Oh, yeah, we've got to give this guy. Definitely got to give this fella, who I think, and we said it at halftime. We were saying to the lads next to me and things like that. We were saying this guy will change the game when he comes on, and I think he did. He's the best midfielder in world football without an absolute shadow of a doubt. Absolutely incredible. We're going to come back to Foden. Sorry, we are going to come back to Foden. I'm going to do it at the end. Sorry, Jack Lee. Thank you for reminding me. I meant to say I'm doing Foden right at the very end because it's something I want to talk about. Yes, Phil. Yes, I know, Phil. Yeah, I know. I've just said I'm going to do Foden at the end because I want you to discuss it. So I'm going to do the players and I'm going to do Phil Foden right at the very end, seeing as though he was man of the match officially. So we'll do Phil at the end, but I'm going to go through KDB, Bernardo. So where are we up to? Yeah, we'll do Pep. Yeah, you have from the first 11. Yes, I know. Foden, Phil, yes. Formidables. KDB, 8.5. Brian Gardner, Handy, sorry, late. Don't worry, mate. Mingy Wong, KDB, an 8. Unless you're doing Foden. Yeah, I'm doing Foden last. 7.5, only played 30 minutes, but was good. He was very good. I thought he was very good when he come on. Real drive and energy. Scott Williams, 7.5. Jack Lee, 7.5. Lankow, 7. Lazo gives him a 7. Chris Baker, a 7. Ryan Corey, KDB 5, was crap when he came on, didn't do anything. What are you talking about, fella? Stop trying to be controversial. I thought KDB was obviously, we had to be honest. What? He was brilliant. All right, he fell over once, but no, he drove that midfield forward. Nah, Henderson is better. KDB 6, I think he missed a lot. Oh my God, maybe I was watching a different game, maybe. Manchester Blue 9, his influence on the game was underestimated. Totally agree with you, Manchester is Blue. I thought it was just me for a second here. What? I thought the whole dynamic of the game changed when it came on. Took total control of the midfield and drove us forward. But hey, it's your opinions. It's all about what you think. It's not about what I think. So, anybody else got any more for KDB? Poor performance. Brian Gardner gives him an 8.5. There you go. Thank you, Brian. Bit of sense back on Man City Fan TV. Anyway, controversial Kiam. Yeah, he's always controversial. And Ryan, here goes. I'm not. He has a 5 and didn't make any good note. Oh my God. Ryan Corrie, come on. Israel gives him a 7.5. Graham Leatherbow, 7. Not his best, but look forward to midfield when played together more with Foden. Didn't do anything for me. Didn't do anything at all, no. Did nothing, Ryan. Right, KDB gets a 7. Okay, there you go. We give him a 7. What did, just out of interest, what did, let's just see what he said here. Who else? Who did he miss earlier? Ilkay Gundogan, Stu Brennan circulated the ball so well to ensure City had 71% possession. 7. Rodri, great little pass for Foden's assist and powered in the second goal. An 8. David Silva, findings once, yeah, did that one. Raheem kept threatening, did that one. Sergio, in exactly the right place to open the scoring and was a menace throughout. 7. Kevin De Bruyne, after the Lord's Mess, show a 6. Right, okay, so he's not really giving him much for that. So, let's go to where are you? This fella who came on, Bernardo Silva came on. Well, Kevin De Bruyne came on 58 minutes for Gundogan. Bernardo Silva came on 76 minutes for David Silva. So with the what we thought was 5 minutes of extra time, turned out about 7 or 8 minutes the way it was going. Sure, that's how it felt in the stadium. But we'll give him a score. He came on. So you got about 20 minutes there or thereabouts. Normally we say they have to do 20 minutes to get a score. So what were your thoughts on Bernardo Silva? If I can get back to where I was. 1 second. Here we go. Sorry, I do apologise. I didn't put that up there. There you go. Right. KB 78. I thought it got more in the game when it came on. He was great. Other than Stones was worse on the pitch. We'll be voting on the media reaction. Yeah, well, listen, Manchester is Blue. Voting on the media reaction. Jeez, what do you want us to give us? I'll give it. Bernard, I think is that 7 for Bernardo? Formidable 7. Shadow Rundown 6.5. Ming Wang 8. Chris Baker 6.5. Jack Lee 7. 6.5. Should have buried his chance. He should have done. Alex Portelada gives him an 8. Bernardo Silva 7, says Israel. Ryan Corrie 6.5. Thought he was lively and tried to create a few chances. Manchester Blue 6.5. Brian Gardner 7. Lankhouse 6. Jimbo Jr. 7. Mahir Bernie Puri gives him a 7. Graham Bernardo worked better, improves a 7. He was a hustler. Right, Bernardo then gets a 7 from you guys. Yeah, I thought when he came on, brought a load of energy. It's going to be hard because can we really? No. I thought I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him a mention. But I'm not going to put him up for a score. And that was Gabby Jesus. Came on 84th, 85th minute. So he got about 10 minutes. But like I said earlier at the beginning of the vlog, that run that he made just to chase that ball down into the corner flag. Will he take his chance? Will he take his chance when he gets it? Because I think every City fan wants him to do well, really does. Will he be one of those players? Will he be one of those players that he's going to have to wait until Sergio leaves and then he grows? Because he's still a baby. He's still young. He's 22. He's 22. Is he? Nearly 23. Maybe he just needs the shadow of Sergio to go before he feels like, right, this is me. I'm the number one striker. Will he be afforded that opportunity? I don't know, because I just think he's got everything going for him. Wonderful player. I like that save from Bravo. I did too. But we're going to go on to my last one as player ratings, and that is I'm going to put the image back up, and that's this fella who I was so pleased yesterday I said he'd play. I said Kevin De Bruyne would be on the bench, and I said Foden would start. I really felt Pep would give him his head yesterday. And I think it might be a massive turning point. I think it really, really well. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's no other player in that Man City squad that was more pleased for him yesterday than David Silva. I think David Silva would have been all over him and sort of, well done. Absolutely brilliant. Because David Silva knows, he's experienced, he's been there, he's done it. He's got nothing to prove anybody in world football. But I bet you he sat there and thought, well done, kid. Absolutely amazing. And he knows that his legacy will always remain at Manchester City. But the next generation is this fella, is this young kid. He's got a long way to go before he gets anywhere near David Silva. Absolutely anywhere near it. But he's English. He's going to be, hopefully Gareth Southgate takes him as a punt in the summer. But what a performance yesterday in a cup final. He's a teenager in a cup final. And everyone's been talking all year about Jack Grealish, and I thought Jack Grealish was very good yesterday. And I said to the guys at one point, I said, it was about the 80th minute, something. I said, that's the first ball that Grealish has given away. It was a long ball out to the wing, and it went out for a goal kick. And he looked knackered at the end. But he's what? Grealish is what, 21, 22? This kid's 19, coming on in May, I think. In May, he's going to be 20. And he's still a teenager. Absolutely. In a cup final. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, well done, Phil Foden. Absolutely well done. So, that's why I've left him to the end, guys. So, Gabby 5, hardest working player in the team. Right. Formidables, 8.5 for Foden. Lankow, 9.5. Chris Baker, 8.5. Man of the match. Alex Porteleda, 9.5. Bernardine, 8. Ryan Corey, not man of the match, 9. Played very, very well, but not as well as Rodri. That's your opinion. Shadow Rundown, 9.5. Can't wait to see what it's like in 5 years' time. Absolutely. The future of English football, 9, says Jimbo. Jack Lee, 9. Brian Gardner, 9. Lazo, 9. Mingyu Wong, 9. Phenomenal. Lazo gives him a 10. Ryan, I too saw that. Graham Leatherbrow, Foden was very exciting display. If works on finishing will be top draw. Yeah, I mean, he's something he's got to work on. There's no doubting about it. Scott Williams, 8.5. Let's not go overboard. School Grealish, but patience. Oh, absolutely agree with that, Scott. Manchester Blue, Foden, 8.5. This kid doesn't make top spot in City team in the future. I'll buy a hat and eat it. Israel, Foden, 9.5. He's the best midfielder in England. Got to go to the Euros. Yeah, maybe not the best midfielder in England, but maybe he's up there pushing for an England spot. He was man of the match at Wembley, Ryan. Okay, and that doesn't mean much. Ryan's in a very... Ryan, have you not had enough sleep, mate? Maybe go to bed. You're normally in bed anyway, playing Xbox. The Formidables, please let's not hype too much. Given the time, we'll reach potential. Yeah, well, nobody's hyping. We're only talking about yesterday's performance, mate. We're talking about yesterday's performance. And he was possibly right up there for me. I know Ryan said Rodri. I thought Fernandinho was very good. But I thought for a young kid, he was exceptional in a cup final. I'm just giving my opinion. You're all giving yours, so I'm giving mine. Andy, you don't sound very happy. What's the matter? All these trophies. I said that yesterday. Yeah, I said it. I posted it on Twitter, didn't I, this morning, saying, I woke up this morning, and anybody else unhappy that City are pissing us off after that It was a joke after that Guardian article that all City fans apparently are unhappy with all the amount of trophies we're winning because of our owners. You couldn't make it up. 9, Silky Smooth, almost assisted Kuntwise, did well to stretch the defence. He's generational play for sure. Greener here. 9, Pep, really count on him. Foden, better ball retention than Mahrez. 9, says Kiam. There you go. Ryan, suck on that one. Yeah? What do you think of that? Your nonsense scoring. Have that one and stay fashionable. Kiam gives him a 9. So there you go. So if Kiam gives him a 9, that's saying something. Phil Foden gets 9. And he gets man of the match like he did at Wembley. So there you go. But anyway, Phil Foden, superb, absolutely brilliant. Really did well yesterday. What were your thoughts? We're going to do it. We'll do it. Pep Guardiola. Go on, we'll do this quickly. And then I'm going on to the article, and then we're done for today. So, what were your thoughts on Pep? Because when the team news came out, everybody was going, no, Rodri, Foden, oh, Rodri, Gundogan and Rodri. It was like, oh, no, not again. But actually, it worked out. 2-0 up, can't really complain. I'm fed up of trying to second guess what Pep's going to pick. But I wasn't far off. I did say Cancelo instead of Walker. But apart from that, I wasn't that far off. I think Mahrez was the other one I put in. But I did call Foden. I did say KDB on the bench. I did say Zinchenko. Did say Stones. But we'll see. Phil Foden should be a future City captain. Andy says, I'm not very happy because I think it. No, I've never said that. I've never said that. Just 1 minute. Sorry, just had to stir my spaghetti bolognese that I made earlier, so it's just slowly cooking now. So smell it, gorgeous. My wife messaging me going, "Oh, when you back? I'm waiting for you to cook." Yeah, so there you go. See, appreciate it when I'm here when I'm cooking. Been away for just over 2 weeks. So yeah, apologies there, skipped out. Let me go back. Where was I? And it says, no, I know. Listen, I'm not expecting to give you, it's your opinion, mate. But then don't cry if we come back with a counter argument. Trophies, love every one of them. Bloody depressing, wish we were back playing in Macclesfield. There you go. Ryan Corey Roger didn't put a foot wrong all game. I think Foden tried hard to get a goal. 10 for his facial expression. 7.5. Jack Lee gives him an 8. Mingy Wong an 8. Brian Gardner an 8. Lazo an 8.5. Manchester Blue an 8. 9. From me here, 8 trophies for City so far. Do we really need to rate the man? No, not really. But somebody mentioned Pep. Are we doing Pep? So we did it. A Pep 8. Pit team. I expected Barstones who failed. Midfield 2 ahead of Rodri was a little slow. Jimbo, Rodri, good selection 8.5. Mingy Wong. Andy's favourite player is Cancelo. Yeah, right. The Formidables should have picked the strongest 11. Scotland's an 8. 9. The man knows what he's doing. Absolutely. Listen, shall we give him 1? I'm just gonna put this. It's that simple. For me, pointless. Got to trust in him. The guy's an absolute genius. Fans. The fans yesterday. Wow. Got there down there at 10:30 yesterday morning. Was in the Novotel. Chatted to a few people who I'd seen around. Not people I know really, but people who I'd seen at the Etihad and things, and having a quick chat with those guys. And did the live vlog early, waiting for Martin to come down and meet me on Olympic Way. And yeah, it was packed, absolutely packed with Villa fans. The Olympic Way was, there were City fans around, but it was mainly like it normally is. But I've seen it so many times at Wembley. And people say, God, it's all Villa and it's this, that, and the other. And I said, wait until 20, 30 minutes before kickoff. And that's exactly what happened. Massive influx of City fans right before kickoff, walking up. Because we all met up and it was about 4 o'clock by the time we got to the stadium. And then we're queuing up. So we were really late at the end getting into the stadium. And it was just a massive influx. They were all in the bars and everything. Obviously this is a massive day out for Villa fans and everyone's celebrating and, things like that. For City fans, it's almost like, well, we'll get there. Not arrogance. It's just, they don't need to do the photographs on the Olympic Way or outside Wembley with the statues and things like that. We go 2-3 times this season. So it is, as Tom Hudson said, and here's a shout out to Tom Hudson. He said, "Here we are at the Etihad, the Etihad South, and that's how it feels sometimes." And I'm not meaning to sound arrogant with that, but that's just facts. We're there every season, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 times. So I know Villa have been there for playoffs and things, but this was a big cup final for them. So the Villa fans on the whole, to a man, to a woman even, who came over and spoke to me walking up Olympic Way, were brilliant, really nice, really genuine. and were lovely people. But you always get bellends. You get absolute knob jockeys. You really do. And there was, you seen on my Twitter account, I posted it earlier this afternoon, and we were walking up, and there was loads of us, and a huge swathe of City fans, and it's where just you spread to go up your load of police sort of like making City fans go one way, Villa fans go the other. And there was these two absolute idiots, Villa fans, and they're giving it all this, and and I filmed him, and he's giving me a load of stuff, and we're just laughing at him. We weren't even giving it back. We were just smiling, just thinking, you do look a dick, mate. So it's up to you. You're on camera, and you're giving it all this, and then I just walked up, and there was this massive pile of horse shit on the floor with a cleaner clean up. So I just pointed down to the horse shit. I went, "That's you lot, mate." He got irate and he came running over. Just missed it off camera. He came running over. He was going to give it large, and luckily for me, a load of police officers came in because it started. There was others giving it all. So I just thought it's a bit of banter. Don't take it serious, mate. For God's sake. But it was on the whole, Villa fans were right next. Like I said, they were like 4 or 5 seats away from me, and there were about 20 of them trying to create something. And there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. There was a load of singing when they scored, and a load of singing at the end, towards the end, and that was when they got really loud, singing that one song, the one song or two that they sang. But City fans was, to be fair, were giving it the billion in the bank thing. It was like that all day, and it was like they were singing, the LA song about Europe, and City fans were singing about billion in the bank, and it was like, oh God, if I hear this one more time, we've got about 1,000 songs. It's just, I think it was just City fans probably bored of singing so many songs when we go to Wembley. But yeah, it was one of those days. I must admit, I could have gone to bed, if I'm being honest. I got to bed and just thinking, another win, another trophy. It was one of those days, and I don't like going to Wembley and feeling like that, and that's not being arrogant or anything. I was personally knackered yesterday. It wasn't a game probably I should have gone to. I should have just drove home and gone to bed. But I went, and I want to say a massive thank you to Martin and Kiam for doing loads of live vlogs. And Martin was brilliant yesterday because he kept saying to me, "You look like you're going to fall over." I was that tired yesterday. It was one of those, I couldn't even be bothered with football, never mind doing fan cams and things like that. But Martin pulled me out of it big style yesterday, so I want to say a massive thank you to him for doing that. But before we go, let me read your last few comments out, and then I'm going to read you this article, which is brilliant, and I'll post a link below. Only final Villa would have no lads. I mostly can't blame them for being. No, not at all. No, listen, God, Jesus, and listen, most of them I'm talking about an isolated incident, and I'm talking about, next to us, the top tier. There could have been other sections in the stadium that I didn't hear, but the Villa fans around outside Olympic Way, the Villa fans I spoke to in the Novotel, you saw them on the block. They were lovely, lovely people. And after that idiot was giving it all this and everything, a woman came over and she just went, yeah. I bet, and she was a Villa fan with her husband, and she went, yeah, I bet he wishes that we had your trophies and your success. And I went, yeah, it's all a bit of a laugh, isn't it? And that's basically at the end of the day. But he's just someone who was probably pissed off, couldn't handle his beer, and made a bit of a fool of himself. We're beating United in semi-final, ground full an hour, not the same now. Beating United is a must, denying them Champions League spot, though, backdoor. Problem with some Villa fans, they have delusions of grandeur. I always find that with the big club in each city. Yeah. Were the Villa supporters in the Novotel with you? Yeah, it was mainly Villa fans. I must admit, it was already, well, I would say it was a before the game in the Novotel, it was a 70-30 split, mainly Villa, because Villa players were staying there. It was like the Community Shield when we were staying there last year. Liverpool team was staying in the Novotel, so it was heavily, Liverpool fans and City fans, and we've been there before. Mainly where because that's where we normally stay every year, but normally it's mainly City fans. But because the Villa were in the hotel, it was full of Villa coaching staff, Villa, chairman, and all these things were in the hotel. So it was attracted a lot of Villa fans. So yesterday it was probably before the game, it was about 70 Villa, 30% City, and then post-match, I'd say it was very much even. I think it was like 50-50, and if not, more City fans were in the hotel after the game than the Villa fans were. So it's just one of those things. It's a day out. I hope they enjoyed it. And like I said, I'm not slagging off Villa fans, because to a man and a woman, every Villa fan I actually had a conversation with were lovely, really nice people. You always get your idiots, don't you? Have you got your tickets for Madrid home leg? I haven't, because I don't know whether I'm here. That's a problem. So if I'm here, and I won't know for another week whether I'm going to be here. But if I'm here, I'm definitely going without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, I just can't. It's pointless at the moment. Villa Park, only place I got my scarf knit when I took it in the mid-70s as a teenager by about 10 blokes, 20 years plus. Don't know why our colours and scarves were similar anyway. Never forgive. Oh, you do hold a grudge, don't you? 1970s, Bernard, and you're holding a grudge all this time, eh? But that's what it happens for you. Right, before I go, I'm just going to read you this article, and I posted it on Twitter today, and that's why I was asking before about Leather Barrow before. And this was an article, and it's in... let me get it right. Football and the City, it was, and I posted it on Twitter this afternoon, and it's called "Defending the Fans but Not Their City." So I hope I don't mind. I hope footballandthecity.com don't mind. What I will do is I'll post a link now. I hope they don't mind me reading this out, but I think it's a great article, and I think it's very honest, and something I did post a couple of journalists today via direct message, people who I speak to, not the idiot journos, but the people I speak to, journalists, just saying, this is more factual than some of the crap we've had written about us lately. And this is by J.S. Leatherbarrow, hence why Leatherbarrow is an unusual name. Why I asked before whether that person was related or whether it was him. It was a pseudonym for him, but it's called Defending the Fans but Not Their City, and it says Manchester City have been pretty embattled of late. UEFA have acted on revelations made by German investigative titan Der Spiegel and banned them from European competitions for 2 seasons. Alexander Seferin, the president of Europe's governing body, has been doing good work since the takeover in 2016. He ran on a manifesto of reform, cleaning up the areas that needed it most. It will take time to win back people's trust, but he's made a good start. He promised to crack down on financial fair play rules and is now baring his teeth. A result of this meant that European clubs turned a profit of roughly £520 million in 2017, compared with losses of around £1 billion in 2011. Another good boost has been to increase the funding into developing women's football by 50%. I believe it's important to differentiate what UEFA was and what UEFA could become. Holding clubs and their owners to account is appropriate. Whether or not this comes from the media, the legal system, supporter groups, or the governing bodies. What isn't appropriate is the crucifixion of City fans by sections of the media. Banter and derision will always come from the fans. It is a large part of why football remains so exciting. But journalists, ? Something isn't ethical about it. We're not talking solely about hacks from the more unsavoury elements of the press. In recent days, I've seen everything from them being openly derided as plastic to a bizarre assassination piece about them being sick of winning trophies. Hence my post this morning about the Guardian article, saying that, I'm really upset with City being, winning something and bored of it. The latter would be fine if the journalist asked any City fans if they were sick of winning, but they didn't. It was purely an opinion piece, which again would be fine if the headline wasn't along the lines of City fans fed up with winning trophies. And that's the classic example. This was in the Guardian. This was a title in the Guardian. Like, I don't know any City fan that's fed up of winning trophies. Trust in journalism has been shredded in recent years. The rise of clickbait and its use in propping up bloated newsrooms has not helped. However, when personal bias is allowed to creep into a good journalist repertory, then we are in deeply troubled waters. Manchester City fans have always been loyal. They were drawing large crowds at Main Road when they were in Division 1. The now infamous 8-1 mauling at the hands of Middlesbrough, shortly before the Middle Eastern takeover, is legendary. It seemed almost natural for this set of fans to suffer in that way. Clubs like Spurs and Everton would be confident of securing 6 points from them. And there was a time when Sean Goater was considered a genuine star for them. And in all fairness, he was. He helped fire them back up the divisions into the Premier League, but he wasn't surrounded by a full team of Galacticos. The point is this: City fans have been through the mill with the club. They have stuck by them through thin and thin. A League Cup in 1976 was their sole major trophy since the great days of Bell, Summerby and Lee. Like many others, I hate how Manchester City have bought their success. I have moral objections to states with questionable human rights records buying and operating clubs in a democratic society. The breaking of FFP rules came as no surprise to me, but this is not the fault of their fans. None of it is. So my appeal to other journalists is to ask you to do your jobs properly. Focus on studying the ownership, on the FFP rules, on the legitimate legal ramifications of the ban. Dig into the human rights angle, but please stop being weird and leave the fans alone. And I thought that was absolutely spot on. You cannot, as City fans, sit here and say there isn't, people won't have an opinion on human rights and the UAE and all that type of thing. And you can't sit here as City fans and say, we have definitely we have done nothing wrong. It's just we're cleaner than clean. We can't, because we don't know. But the outpouring of hatred by certain sections of the media and the vitriol and the wordage that they've used, the language and terminology bordering on racism, and they've not done to any other club except for they do it. And then they call City fans rats, and they call us plastics, and they call us this, that, and the other. And it's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And these are journalists who are being paid to be impartial and write about facts, not opinions, subjectivity, and their own thoughts and views on whether they like City or they like the fans or whatever. 10, 15 years ago, they were probably writing about us as the greatest fans in the UK, the ones who followed them when we were in Division 2 and followed them all over the country with 35,000, 34,000 at Main Road. Now suddenly success has come in. It's like clickbait. It's like they've got to do it because the fan base is growing so much, and it means more people from around the world now, not just 30-odd thousand hardcore City fans are going to read my article. I'm going to get it off every continent. People now are City fans, so they're going to read it, and it's just garbage. It's nonsense. And as much as JS Leatherbarrow disagrees with human rights in Abu Dhabi or the UAE or wherever in the world, that's his opinion. We all have our own opinions, and I don't bring that into it. I've got my own thoughts and opinions on there. I've just been out there. I've just literally came back yesterday morning from the UAE, so I've got my own views and things. I've seen it firsthand. I don't write about it from afar. I don't have opinions from afar. I work with these people. I work with them, all the time. So people from the UAE. So I know what they're like firsthand. And like I said, I've been working with Saudis all week. Lovely people I've worked with. Lovely people. But that's a side issue. But don't blame the fans for it. Don't put it at the fans. Of course the fans are going to be disgruntled. Of course the fans are going to fight back when we see such hatred and vitriol and disgusting language used against not only the club but against us as fans. And let's face it, there are not many teams in the UK, in the Premier League, that have got such a hardcore fan base as Manchester City have, who have been, and I should say, all right, United, Liverpool, but have been where we've been and stuck with a team like we have. So I thought it was a really, really, really good piece. And he's rightfully had his own opinions on those other side issues, but I think he's absolutely spot on with what he said at the end. It's not City fans' fault. So, maybe they should get back to being proper journalists and writing about proper stuff. rather than having good, digs constantly on social media. And we know the Delaney's and the Harris and the McGeekins and all these people, are doing it solely for clicks. They are. It's that simple. But anyway, I just thought I'd read you that out. I thought it's a great article, and I did. I think I did. Did I? Yeah, I did. I put the link there. So if you want to go over and read it again, tweet it again, do whatever it is that you want to do with it again, feel free to do so. But let me go back, just say goodbye to everybody. Anyone been on the BBC HYS, they don't like it. I haven't. Banter and decision. I suppose journalists describe City as viewing others as subhuman is nothing more than banter. Yeah. Sick. Winning trophies. That is insane. Yeah. Well, Daffy Osman. That's what the Guardian commented. That's why I posted this morning saying I'm really disappointed with City winning another trophy. Though I did have Jan from the Chelsea. From Chelsea. He's a Chelsea vlogger. He turned around and went, "Huh? What?" I was like, "But you won, didn't you?" I was going, "Yeah, tongue in cheek." The Guardian, we're talking about the Guardian article. We all know who they are, of course we do. Proud to be a Blue City till I die, absolutely. I posted a message on BBC and said, "Do you want a discussion about LFC sponsors ethics?" It's BBC like, "Yeah, don't go on there. Probably won't have it, mate." None of them want to do that. They don't want to talk about Standard Chartered and things like that. The fines, the £1.1 billion fines that they're official sponsors, they're shirt sponsors. That's plastered across everything to do with LFC. About sponsoring or illegal or not covering. I'll have to be really careful with my language. I need to make sure what I say is right. But basically fined for not putting in protocols and practices when it comes to investment in certain countries like the Yemen, like Iran, like Zimbabwe, like Cuba, and many others as well. So cheers, Andy. Good piece. Have a good night. Yeah, you take care. City are the only fans to pass the true loyalty test. 30k, Division 3, whilst our neighbours and worst enemy won everything. Pure class. Absolutely, Kiam. Later, Bernard. See you. Bye, Andy. Thanks for seeing you. Yeah, you too, me one. Cheers, Andy. Good to have you back in Blighty, pal. It's great to be back, buddy. Newcastle, Leeds, etc. All have bad times, but during those bad times, did they have to watch their biggest rivals win everything? No. Good point. Yeah. But anyway, guys, listen. Sandy from Man City Fan TV. Like I said, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody for coming and saying hello, thanking us, and coming along and coming on the vlog. Chris Baker and Tom and Mingy Wong and all the others that came on and said hello to us yesterday. It was really good, and the plastic fans still related to City. Yeah, but if you're not a subscriber, we must be very close now. We're 20 plus off. Lankalf, oh, thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate that. Thanks for all the streams and all the content on the channel every day. Andy, Kiam and Martin, keep up the great work. Thank you so much for that. On that super chat, giving us that. That's really appreciated, buddy. You didn't need to, but thank you very much. And all that money is going in the pot for Tackle for Manchester. So it's all good news. But anyway, listen. Thank you so much. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit that bell icon. Keep the comments coming below. There's tons of new stuff coming up. We're changing some of the formats around, and we're working on that right at the moment. It should be some interesting stuff coming up. Don't forget, there will be a podcast. I'm home. I'm taking a few days off, so I'm here this week, and I'll just be working from home. So I've got this week, and I'm going to really once I've got all my work stuff sorted to one side, maybe by tomorrow night, the rest of the week, fully focused. I'm still trying to get to the Sheffield Wednesday game on Wednesday. I've put the feelers out for a ticket, and if I can, I'll be up there at Wednesday for the FA Cup game if I can get a ticket. But we're doing some tweaks to the channel, which you might be pleased with, and we're going to do a podcast. So if you want to come along, maybe this time we get 3 or 4 people on the podcast and have a real good old banter, good old chat about everything that's passed lately, the FFP stuff, and maybe the win yesterday. So, guys, really appreciate it. You're all absolute superstars. Thank you so much for joining in. It's been a long one, but it's been a big day yesterday. That's 8 out of 9 domestic cup trophies for Manchester City yesterday, back to back. Treble winners of the Carabao Cup. So, guys, have a wonderful evening. Take care. And we'll be back tomorrow as usual. Have a good evening.